So Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach fight it out to a draw, which was not an outcome any of us really expected. My initial prediction was for Lamont Roach to lose by knockout. But I also put in there that this could be a fight going wrong for Tank. This could be a cherry going wrong because let's face it, this is a cherry pick. You pulling up dudes from smaller weight classes and all that. That's a cherry pick, man. When you got dudes in your division that you can fight or top dudes that you can defend your title against, you pulling up on Lamont Roach. Now, Lamont Roach, nobody really gave him a shot in this fight, man. Nobody, if people were giving him a shot, they would say, well, like I said, there's a possibility that this could go wrong for Tank, okay? Or what if Lamont does knock him out? That's a possibility. But nobody believed that because Tank Davis is touted as his knockout artist, with this insane punching power, okay? And Lamont Roach gets up there and totally surprises the world with this fight. He's done, I think, to be honest with you, man, he did better than every fighter that Tank has fought, bro. To date, Lamont Roach, to me, was Tank's toughest fight. He performed the best out of anybody else that Tank has ever fought. And much respect to Lamont Roach. And I also said I wanted Lamont Roach to beat the brakes off Tank, man. I said, man, I'm rooting for Lamont to beat the brakes off of him, man. My prediction is totally different for who I was hoping to win. I was wanting Lamont Roach to win this fight. And to be real, he won this fight. He was robbed, yo. I had this fight 8-4. Some people had Lamont Roach steamrolling Tank, man. Some people had it 10-2. I had it 8-4 Lamont Roach. He came in there from the first bell. Towards the middle of that round, the first round, I kind of saw like, okay, this might be a little different because he didn't fall into the game plan. He didn't bull rush Tank. He didn't back up. So he kept it like neutral. And I said this before. The way to beat Tank, you gotta like, if you go stand there, you gotta know when to stand there. And you gotta move a little bit, but you can't run from him and you can't be overly aggressive. You gotta like blend it a little bit. You gotta kind of like mix it up a little bit. Lamont Roach stood his ground the whole fight. Never really backed up at all. He was actually backing Tank up this whole fight. Cracked Tank with a good shot. I think it was what round? I think the 5th. He cracked him with a right and knocked Tank off his balance. Knocked him clean off his balance. Hurt him. Kind of buzzed him. I wouldn't say he fully hurt Tank with that punch, but he did knock him backwards and stunned him a little bit. I would even say Lamont Roach even hit Tank to the body a little bit. And I said that too. The body is how you beat Tank, man. You gotta chop his body up real good. Tank Davis, he let his hands go. He hit Lamont with some really good shots, but Lamont Roach ate them shots, bro. He ate him. We never seen him hurt at all in this fight. So I'm sitting there at maybe like round 7. I'm like, uh-oh. We got a problem on our hands. Like, what's going on? Lamont Roach always had the same face. He didn't look scared. He didn't look nervous. He wasn't impatient. He wasn't rushing. He took his time. His team was on point. Shout out to Team Roach. They was on their game, bro. And if you go back to the corner, you see Tank talking shit to Calvin Ford. Talking about, y'all got to listen to me. What are you talking about? They there to help you. Why does Calvin Ford got to listen to you? He's helping you. You the fighter, bro. You got coaches for a reason. And then he goes, they was nervous. All of them. Barry Hunter, they was, you saw it. And they was really concerned. They was like, you don't stand in front of him. And you heard the urgency in that corner, man. And then Tank takes a knee. I think it was the 9th round. Takes a knee. And that's where the controversy starts at. Because a lot of people are saying, that should have been counted as a knockdown. Tank fanboys going to say that wasn't a knockdown. Well, actually, it was a knockdown. When you take a voluntary knee, that's a knockdown, man. You took a knee. And now they're saying it's because he had grease in his eyes. And I never seen the dude take breaks in between rounds, like in the middle of the round, get his eye wiped off. And It was real weird. Steve Willis surprised me, man. He didn't count that as a knockdown. And you know it's kind of sad because Steve Willis was one of my favorite refs. I can't really rock with Steve like that no more, bro. But you know, at the end of the fight, Tank, you know, he knew he didn't do too good in this fight. He really did. He looked to me very basic. He looked one-dimensional. He didn't adjust, bro. And I'm like, okay, this dude with all this IQ, where was all this crazy punching power? Where was all this crazy? Where did all the punching power go? And you already knew. I said to myself before the fight ended, like when it was getting to like the 10th, 11th, I was saying, yo, you know what? If Lamont Roach don't knock Tank out, they gonna steal this fight from Lamont Roach. And they in a way, even though it was a draw, they still stole this fight from Lamont Roach. I had Lamont Roach winning, but they gave him a draw. It is bullshit, you know. But this is boxing. This is what we go through. And Tank, you know, it's funny. He talk about Devin Haney is cool with Turkey, and he can't win by outboxing Devin. He's gonna have to knock out Devin. But here we go. We here in this country, and we see the bullshit that the fighters got to go through over here. You know, so it's kind of hypocritical for Tank Davis to really say that. But Lamont Roach won that fight, man. He won that fight. Never saw him physically hurt. A lot of Tank fanboys are also going to say, well, Lamont Roach took a knee too. No, he didn't. Tank was pushing him down, and he was going down. He pushed him down. So Lamont Roach kind of took advantage of that shit, I guess. He never took an intentional knee, and he never was knocked down by Tank, man. So y'all can stop that already. Tank lost, and a lot of people would even go as far as to say he was even exposed in this fight. You know what's crazy about that? Now, I'll say this. I don't really know if I want to call it exposed or I want to call it like he just was shown to be a human. I would say that. I wouldn't say exposed. I would say if anything was exposed, it was the fact that Lamont Roach showed us that Tank Davis is a human being. He can be hurt. He can be beat. He can be exposed. As far as a normal person, it's like Tank was touted as this monster. He's not. He's a man, just like Lamont Roach. You know, so I would go as far as to say, I don't want to say he was fully exposed because on one hand, as boxing fans, we say we want Tank to fight somebody that's gonna give him a hard time, right? And then when he fights somebody that's giving him a hard time, we say he was exposed. Now I'm gonna always feel like that. I said this with other fighters too. Sometimes we can't have it both ways. I get it though. I would say it's like I said, when people say he was exposed, I could get where they're coming from with it to a certain extent. But on the lover of boxing, from that aspect, when you look at it, well, damn, he fought. And we wanted him to be in a tough fight, and here we go. He was in a tough fight. It just was a tough fight we didn't think was going to be a tough fight. I think that's the difference, you know what I'm saying? So when the thing is, when these fighters are cherry picking all the time, and then they get into a fight, they fight somebody that they pick, and nobody picked them to win, or everybody expected them to beat, and then it doesn't go that way. Everybody gonna look at it as being exposed because you was clearly cherry picking and pulling dudes up in weight. So that's the reason why everybody feel like Tank was exposed. Now, if Tank would have fought like a Devin or a Shakur and lost, it wouldn't have been as bad. I don't think nobody would have said that Tank was exposed. I think people would have said, well, this dude was on their level. He lost to somebody that was almost on like level with him. So he just lost. You know what I'm saying? He just got the better man won. Nobody would have really said he was exposed if Shakur would have beat him or if Devin Haney would have beat him or something like that. Keyshawn Davis beats him. But Lamont Roach was not expected to win this fight. So when you look at it that way, I kind of can see why everybody would say that Tank Davis got exposed. But this is what I've been telling y'all, man. I said a cherry going wrong, and this was Tank Davis's cherry going wrong right here. This was supposed to be a loss on Tank's record. These judges are despicable, bro. And Steve Willis is a part of that problem too, because he could have counted that as a knockdown, but he didn't want to do that. If that fight would have been counted a knockdown, likely Lamont Roach would have been the clear winner of this fight. They didn't want to count it as a knockdown because they didn't want Tank to have an owner's record right now. So they feel like, let's split the draw down the middle. It's ridiculous, bro. But shout out to Lamont Roach for doing this thing. Boy, He got a hell of a chin, bro. Shit, you know what I mean? Totally did not expect Lamont Roach to put on a performance like that. But shout out to them, man. Shout out to DC. This your boy Rebel Life Boxing. Let me know how you thought about this fight. I'll catch y'all in the next one. And I'm off this.